Hi everyone, and welcome to Artist Live. It's Keren Tamir here, and I have a new show for you today. It's a mixed media canvas. Well, it's actually made on a wooden board, and I'm going to show you it's a butterfly canvas and very textured. So I'm going to turn the camera around and just show you how I created it. And let me turn this around. Oops. And here it is. Oops, it's all this mess here that I have. So there it is. And let me show you what I did. So the first thing is that this is actually not a canvas, it's a wooden board. This is like a lid from a smoked salmon. When we were in Alaska, I just kept it. It was a box. And I kept the box and the lids. I think I used the box for something else. And then the lid was perfect to do something like this. As you can see, this is a different one. So I used the lid for it. So yeah, so this is a texture that I kind of fell upon and tried out and really liked how it turned out. So I tried it over and over again. And I'm going to show you how I created it. So for the first thing, and I'm going to put this aside, is I'm going to use this medium. This is the sculpture medium by Prima Finnabair. Oh, we need to allow the, hold on. Okay, I just allow the URL so you can put them on, Didi. Okay, so this is a sculpture medium, and you can use also a canvas for the board. I forgot to say you don't have to use a wooden board. So this is a medium that you can use. This is the clear version that you can use to make any fabric really, really, really stiff. I'm gonna put my gloves on, and just so it's you want to protect your hands when it's something like a lot, which is has a lot of like chemicals in it. So most of the stuff we use does have chemicals, a lot of harmful probably chemicals, but I always forget to put these on. But right now I just thought it was a good idea. So I also took a bowl, a plastic Tupperware, and I have this fabric. It's just I think it's like a linen. I don't know. I'm not sure what type of fabric it is. Any fabric would work. It hardens it. And you're going to open it up, and you're going to put some in there. Yeah, there it is. And then I'm going to take my fabric and I'm going to soak it everywhere. So there it is. Soak it in all directions. Yeah, I think it's muslin. Yes, you're right. It could be. And what I did with this one is I basically made it into a circle and put it on here like that. That was it. Then I took some cheesecloth, and I should have cut this up in advance. I just opened up the package. I took some of the cheesecloth. Let me just cut some up. 1 second. I'm gonna get my scissors with the wipes, and let me just cut some. Oops. Sorry, I'm trying to use this with wipes. It's not the best idea. Okay. And what I like about cheesecloth is that it's, or gauze, or whichever way you can find in your city or country. What I like about it is that it frays and it gives a really cool texture. So again, I'm going to, with whatever I have left over, I might put a little bit extra. Cheesecloth is also like a cloth, so it works that way too. I'm gonna put a little bit, and it really stinks, I have to tell you. So it's a good idea to like actually gloves is great. I would, not a mask, but I've always wondered maybe I should use masks when I'm doing this. So, and I left a little bit of like kind of like a tail, and it's like a gel, so it sticks to it. But I'm going to add some more So that was my kind of center where I wanted to put the, how do you call this? Where I'm putting the butterfly. So let me just clean this up. I'm gonna clean this a little bit too. Okie dokie. So that was the first step that I did. Yeah, so it does. Hi, Julie. Yes, it does have a strong odor. That's what I was trying to say. I mean, not stronger than like the Fabri-Tac silicone one. It's a different type of smell, but also pretty strong. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of weird. So now this is a butterfly. This is actually a knob that I used to have in my daughter's room. It was I had a butterfly themed in her room. So this is just a metal. It's metal. I think it's from Pottery Barn, but an old one. But you could use anything for this. And then basically I just use this to put in here. So I'm going to use some heavy gel. A heavy gel just to kind of plop it in there. Oh, here's my spatula. So obviously I want it to stay. I'm going to put a bunch. I mean, this will not dry right away, but it will help to kind of keep it in place. I'm going to put some in here as well because I think it's going to stick to the actual cloth. And I want to also, I'm going to just to secure it. Ugh, I should have used, hold on. And just to secure this, I am going to put a little bit of the gel behind as well. Sorry, you can't see, but I'm just putting a little bit, although it will stick, I just wanted to put some gel to make sure that it sticks to it. Okay. So maybe we'll make this side a little bit taller. You know what, maybe I'll move it this way. It will help keep it even. And yeah, okay. So in that sense, this is just going to stay like that. It's going to stand on the, it's going to stay like this. Okay, perfect. So there you go. That is the initial things, how do you call this? You know what I mean. Just wanted to make this like a tail. This had maybe a little bit extra. Maybe I'll put a little bit of an extra piece of cheesecloth there. I think the tail was a little bit thicker in the other one. So let me just do that. And in this case, I'm just going to use some soft matte gel, because it's just the end of the tail anyways. I just wanted to have a little bit of a bigger tail. All right, and I think it should kind of go like this. All right, so this is basically the first step. Now, how did I do the texture? This is the main really cool, how do you call this, idea that I came up with. I don't know how I even came up with it, but I'm not even sure it's my original idea, but I've never seen it done anywhere else. So I'm claiming it as of now, unless somebody else wants to claim it as their own, or like, somebody maybe came up with it. So I'm just looking for a spatula, not a spatula, like a palette knife, my favorite palette knife. Where is it? Hold on. Not sure what happened to some of my palette knives. I must have used them in a class and left them there. Okay, so I'm going to use a different one. Where is it? Okay, so let's use, I'll use the one that I already have. So what I did is I'm using the gel, the soft matte gel, and that's what I will be using. Okay, so the soft matte gel from Finnabair, and I just created this. So I added pretty horizontally onto the background and create these grooves. Okay, now what you want to do is have the gel go in different directions, and the spatula, I'm calling it a spatula, this palette knife, you want it to go in different directions, so it will not all look even. You want it, the texture to be in different ways, right? So that's how it works. And everybody say hello to my friend Vivi and Isela. I think they're on now. They're from, one of them is from Costa Rica and one of them is from Ecuador. I think Heather knows them. They just came to watch the show. Okay, so as you can see, I'm creating this texture, this really cool texture, and it's just really simple. But what's cool about it is in the next step, you can use any size palette knife. It doesn't really matter. And you can make this as thick or as thin as you like. Yeah, so this area here is still wet, and that's okay because I'm working on something else. The gel, that sculpting medium, has not dried up yet, but that's okay because I am working on my background and it will all come together all at once. So so I really love using gel and or paste in just different ways. I like exploring the materials and see what other ways I could use them in. I recently had I did this same technique on a huge canvas. We did a collaboration, and it was about like Iceland or the Aurora Borealis. And if you look at my blog back a few days, posts, sorry, you will see that I have this this same technique done on a huge canvas. This is, I'm guessing, a 6x8 or something like that. I don't know why I thought it was a 5x7, but it's a 6x8. So there you go. So now you have this texture here done just with your soft gel, you know, the common soft gel that we all use for decoupaging, and I just like using it for something else. So there you go. I am going to close my gel, and I want to show you how I worked with this. So I'm gonna grab one of these sheets, okay? And I just don't want to make a whole mess on my, oopsie, sorry about that. I might have to glue this again after, but just for now. I want to have, just to protect my table. I know they're dirty, but just to protect the table. So I'm going to have it like this. Right, now, this is something really cool. So I wanted to add color to this, and I started spraying it. But the cool part of it was done when I started drying it. So what you have to do for this technique is that you have to spray and dry at the same time, more or less. So I'm going to start spraying some inks, okay? I'm using some of the Color Bloom 2 from Prima. The reason why I want these because they're shimmery. I'm using Poppy Field, and I'm going to shake. Well, Poppy Field is kind of like a reddish. Then it's Pot Marigold. Okay. I'm using the Spring Dandelion, and I will be using the Magic Stone, which is the dark one. I'll try to put a little bit of Golden Walnut. I mix them up, but right now I want to start with the colors themselves. And this is the yellow one. So I start always with the lightest one. Sometimes it takes a long time until it comes out. Okay, so So there's that, and then I'll mix it with, you see how it's hard to see how shimmery they are, but they're beautifully shimmered. And obviously I don't want to spray them everywhere. I like how they pool inside the gel, which is really nice. And okay, alrighty. So what you start doing is that you have to start drying right away, but I still want to add a little bit more of this. I want to add a little bit of brown, and I want to add more of the orange around, so I really saturate the color, and which I really like. It's really easy to do. Like, look at the cool. I think it's really cool just looking in it like this. So I really like the way the texture happened to begin with. You can barely see the yellow. I'm gonna, and this one is running out. So okay, so you can see this. And now what I did is I took the magic stone, which is the black one, and I only did it in the edges, because I didn't want it to cover everything else. Now the time is to dry, okay? And you're gonna see as I'm drying, the gel starts crackling. So this is the main technique. The longest it takes is to dry. And I want to show you how this starts cracking and creating this crackled effect, which you can see here. I'm going to show you on the, okay, you see that crackled effect? That is part of the, hold on, I just lost light on it. Okay. So yeah, they're very shimmery, and when they're mixing together, I want to show you the crackled effect here as well. You see what happened? The gel started cracking while I was drying it with the color. And as I was drying, if I saw that I was missing any color anywhere, I could just add it. And it's going to start, yeah, it's starting to crack already here in the middle where I'm pressing it. It's hard to see, I know. Oh, here, now you can watch it here crackle at the bottom. I want to keep it all in one spot so you can really see how the technique develops. The main technique is basically drying. Now another thing, the thicker the gel is, so I can talk about it while it's drying. The thicker the gel is, the bigger the cracks are going to be. So if you put the gel really thinly, it's going to create smaller cracks. And as you can see in the mounds, the cracks are becoming bigger. And I will show you this from closer in a second. I just can't lift it up. So what's nice about it is that the black or the darker colors kind of go inside the cracks and create this really neat effect, while the lighter colors kind of stay in the background and you can create that depth that I had in the other one. So for example here, it's just turning really too white for me, so I want to add a little bit more color. I'm going to add the orange one. It's a pot of marigold. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So yeah, so it's basically, so I discovered this the technique of putting the gel, and I just was trying it out. I wanted to, somebody's asking Joanne is asking to discover this by accident. So the crackled effect was by accident, but the actual technique, I just thought I would play with it. I wanted to see how the gel would look on a background, and I love doing this effect with paint, where I take paint in a palette knife and I actually create this texture. So I thought, oh, let's see what happens if I put it with gel. And then I wanted to add color, and when I started spraying the color, it looked really, really neat. So I said, oh, let's see what happens. I was impatient and I wanted to dry it up. So I started drying it, and it started crackling, and I thought that was a really neat effect. Here I'm going to show it to you from closer. There is a crackle effect. You see how cool it looks? I just thought, wow. I'm like, I was like happy that I mean, I think I invented this, but I don't know, you know, like mediums, everybody, all mixed media things are kind of already done. And I thought, well, this could be like a class or something like that, but you know what, I just figured I'll just give it to people to try out at home if they come to the show, which is what I really wanted people to do. So you can see the glittery effect. I really like, you see the shimmer part of it? It's hard to see in the things, but they're very, very shimmery, which is really nice. Oosh, hold on, I got some paint in it. So, I just thought it was cool. When I get a paintbrush, I want to just kind of paint. While I'm drying, I just like adding some, and you see, it doesn't take that long to dry. Like, I'm almost already fully dried. I think I added some more color after. So let's just first get the initial crackles. Here, I don't have as many crackles. I haven't been drying this side as well. So you really need to apply that heat right on to get those crackles. And the gel takes about 24 hours to dry, like any gel medium product, and it will, like, even though it's cracking in the surface, the gel is still wet underneath, so it does lose a little bit of its volume as it dries overnight. But right now, just to show you the effect, I wanted to basically just show you how it works. So you're going to see it a little bit more bubbly than it usually is, okay? It does go down in volume once the gel settles. So let me just, I think it's going out of focus. So now I'm going to show it to you again from close-up, because I think the close-up is just what gives the best effect. I just love those crackles. Okay, so yeah, so here we are, and oh, hi Corsa, hi Hia. Okay, so here is the okay, so I think I want to add a little bit of the darker color kind of inside. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to stop this for a second. I just want to make sure this is not hot, and I'm going to kind of spray inside, because I want it to have that kind of shadow underneath, and I think it will help. I mean, it's coming out a little bit different than the one from before, but I think I like it like this better. So it just has that darkness underneath, and it kind of gives the shadow to the butterfly. So you could use any piece in the middle, and it will still work. I mean, you could put anything. You could put wire. I mean, wire would have worked as well. Yeah, it's really neat to try. I would recommend everybody trying it. Heather says she wants to try it. Yeah, I think, look, it's just really cool, and play around, you know, and see what comes out. I want to add some yellow to my butterfly, and move it around. I'm also going to add some gold. I think I added some gold. This is the Empress Gold. It's one of my favorite colors. And it just basically adds a little bit of shimmer to things. And just continue drying. So Dave, basically what it is just continuing to dry and dry until you get all those crackled, like until it's fully crackled everywhere. So to make sure I don't miss any spots. So that look, as you see, the gold kind of gave it a little bit of a shimmery effect. What I'm going to do is my how do you call this, the butterfly paint, like the spray on the butterfly is not spreading as well as I like to. So I'm going to do this, and just a little tricks for you guys if you didn't. So if you're ever spraying something and it's not working that well, just add a little bit of gel to it or gesso. But I don't want the gesso. I don't want to cover the actual grooves. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the gel, and it just should work to kind of grab it all in. So I don't want it everywhere, and I want a little bit more of the yellow. Hold on, I'm gonna dab it out a little bit, and then add a little bit of the yellow. I might even stick my paintbrush in here because I really want it to be a bit brighter. And it won't happen like this. Okay, maybe I'll put some orange in it too. Okay, there we go. There we go. So I think a little bit, just to kind of give it a little bit of a brighter shine. So in that sense, there we go. So yeah, so this butterfly is from, it's a doorknob from, or like a, yeah, not a doorknob, a drawer knob from Pottery Barn. Not sure if it's still available, but I mean, you could just use one of Finn's butterflies. That would work as well. You could just place it on top. And I think it needs a little bit more gold here on the corners. So another thing that I did, and let me just go get it, is I put some beads onto around the butterfly. I forgot about those. I'm almost thinking like some micro beads would work. I'm gonna add a few golden micro beads or some black ones. Let's see which ones look better. So so here is like some of these. Hold on, let me move. Need a little paintbrush. So Didi's just stepping away for a few minutes. So if you have any questions, just ask Heather or somebody who's there. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to take some of the gel, the same gel. And the way I like working with this is that I stick my paintbrush in the gel and then just go into the right into the microbeads, and this is the copper ones, and I just add this on. So yeah, that looks cool. So again, I just think it needs a little bit. So I just love the magic of gel. Gel medium is my favorite. It just has so many uses, which is really nice. And yeah, I mean, play around with the different materials. You never know what you're gonna come up with, you know. It's just nice to kind of play with them and see what nice things you can come up with. So I wish you could see how bright these colors are. They look kind of dull in my camera. I don't know if it's my computer or what. And as you can see, I'm like just adding some gel, and of course this gel dries clearly. I'm going to add some of the black ones as well. These kind of look like poppy seeds to me. And I'm going to spray on top of them after, because I really feel that the texture has to be complete when you spray those beautiful colors on top. It has to be a bit more shimmery. So yeah, oops. And you see how what I meant by it's still wet? Like when I just pressed here, I thought it was part of the, I thought it was part of the tail, but it's actually the gel medium, and it's still really soft. You see how it's coming out here? But no worries, even if that happens, all you have to do is just spray again and dry. So as long as the surface is dry, you're good, and then you just have to leave it overnight. I just want to show you this beautiful shimmer here, okay? Look at this beautiful golden shimmer. It's just really, really nice. So I just really like doing that. So let me just go back now. So this is why I like playing back and forth with the gel and with the colors. It really makes a difference because you can mix and match and see what comes up. Oh, this is the black one. No, I don't want the black one. Now, if you're gonna try this, I would suggest you for sure to try the black, and that's one of the, as if you saw today, I'm having a giveaway at the end of the show. This is one of the ones I'm giving, this black one, which is really, really, really neat. So, because the black one goes into the grooves and looks really, really, really neat. Really cool. So just please stay till the end of the show. But you do have to, for those of you who watch this video after, in the YouTube channel, you can participate in the giveaway after the fact. You do have to come to the show to actually win. So although I'm talking about a giveaway right now, as I'm showing, it does have to, you do have to be here to participate. I'm just gonna get it a bit closer. So there we go. And then I can easily add like in one of those like hanging elements in the back. So then you can hang this. It's just really cool. You can see the difference. I mean, they're not exactly the same, obviously, these two. This one is a bit more yellowish, but this one turned out a little bit more golden orange, but I like it just the same. Okay, so I think I need some more crackle here at the top. I don't think it happened as much. And what I'm going to do is the one thing I wanted to do at the end is just to kind of color in the edges in black. Yes, Joanne, actually what I'm using is a wooden box lid. That's exactly what I'm using from, I'll show you the back. Joanne was saying that it looks good. This is from Alaska. It's a wooden box from smoked salmon. So yeah, this could really look cool even as a cover for a journal, a hardcover, the front cover for a journal. Like, I mean, there's so many possibilities, right? So you really need to play around with it. If you do create anything, please, with this, please tag me and show me what you created. I really would love to see it. It's makes me happy when people like just try out the techniques that I teach. So yeah, if you do come up with something or you know, like some project or something, a variation of this, let me know. I would love to know the new technique. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to do, I guess I'm finishing early, which I didn't think. I thought this would take me forever, and it's not. I'm going to stick my paintbrush in this. I just want to create the edges for the, because they look like wood edges, so I just kind of paint them. So what I like about these color blooms, I've always liked the fact that you can actually stick your paintbrush in them and use them as watercolors or paints. Oh, I just stuck my finger here and it got sticky. Oops. Yeah, so here we go. And here at the top. Oops. Here we go. So there is that. And I mean, you can also always add a word to it, some kind of metal word. I haven't thought of it. I could have done that, but I just didn't. Okay, so let me I just want to add a little bit more yellow in here. As I said before, I just really want that yellow. Maybe I'll take a different yellow color. Hold on. I'm thinking, so I can add a little bit of the yellow. Maybe I'll try this sunshine one, the color bloom sunshine. No, it's still making me orange. Everything is turning orange, no matter how much I add of yellow. Let's see. I really wanted it to look, oh there. Hey, finally. I really wanted it to have a kind of a yellowish, a yellow tinge to it. So there we go. Okay. Why is it always out of focus? Okay, there we go. Where's that yellow one? I want to try this. I really love this spring dandelion. I think I need to get myself a new one because it's just running out really quickly. Okay, so this is basically the project. I want to show you this texture from close up. There it is. And you see the white parts, those are, I mean, that's more golden. They looks white in the screen, but they're actually, because the gel is still a little bit wet, as you can see, the butterfly is still flopping back and forth. But as it dries, it will like basically stay in place. And you can see that the best like crackles are where the darker colors are, where the black is. I find that's where the best crackle comes, although it has happened in other places as well. And as see, I just added some of the yellow here. So now I just want to kind of dry it a little bit to create those crackles again. So if you do add more color, just add more crackle to it. I mean, just add more drying to it. I'm saying I'm thinking of something else. So yeah, so that's my show for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And hold on, let me just close this. I'm going to have a giveaway. Like, I'm just going to turn around and stop the recording, save it, and then so just wait there for a few minutes. So I just want to thank everybody. Oh, I'm closer. Thank everyone for coming. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming to the show. And next week we have Aida, and she's going to be creating a really cool project as well. And she's also having a giveaway, so come and show up to her show. I'll be at CHA with Heather and other people, but they'll have their own mods for our show right there. Okay, thank you so much. Bye. Oops.